Lovely to have everyone here. Lovely to see you, Esther, Ismail. Guys, before I start, I think you know what I'm going to say. I try and make my classes as interactive as possible. So that means if you're not able to talk today, I even have a graphic here. If you're not able to talk today, let me know, please, in the chat box. It's very easy. You can just say, hello, I can't talk today. And that way we're not waiting for you like in the middle of the class if I'm asking you a question, right? We don't ask for cameras in the class, but this is the only thing we're asking for, okay? Because it's a real class, okay? Fantastic. So Ismail, thanks for letting me know, sir. I think it's just Ismail who cannot talk today. No, it's Safai as well. No worries. And Esther, you're working, so you're just, okay, no worries. Everyone else, if I can ask you all to try and be ready, please. If you hear your name, just put your microphone on and just try to answer the question, okay, just like any normal class. Okay, let's get started. Here we go. Okay, so this is OET Reading Part A. It's a review of yesterday with Paul, and then we're going to do the practice. Practice means we're going to finish this test. So we're going to do the difficult questions. He only did the first 6 questions with you yesterday, and those ones, let's be honest, they're a little bit easier. So we're going to do the difficult questions today. Basic structure of this text, guys, you can all see this here. I'm going to review his vocabulary from Monday, just a quick test. Then we're going to, so that's here. Then we're going to review the text and just remind ourselves of the main ideas, maybe some keywords as well. You can tell me what Paul said yesterday, or keywords, if you remember. And then the practice test, okay? So malaria in pregnancy, this is the topic. All right, let's get started. I'm going to just test specific people now. I love this because you get to see who is studying vocabulary and who is not. Aranka, can you say hello?
Hello, Alan.
What does this word mean, please? This is from Monday. Do you remember that word? It can be like
things like are separated.
Say that again. To separate.
Yeah, separate.
What do you think, guys? Is that a good definition?
Yes. Pretty
good. Often it's into levels as well.
Things separated.
Yeah, like the nurse, you have band 5 nurse, band 4 nurse, right? So often it's a level. Okay, well done, Atif. Sorry, Aranka, beg your pardon. Let's try Banuna, please. Can you say hello?
Hello.
Okay, lots of little dots. Do you remember the word on Monday? It's okay if you don't, but lots of little dots on the skin.
I was in a class on Monday.
Oh, it's okay. Can anyone help her out?
Stippling.
I have to check this one here. Stippling, right? Stippling. I didn't even know that word. That's a very specific word, I guess, for describing symptoms.
I don't know it either.
Stippling. Okay. Don't worry if you didn't know it. Just write it down, and maybe you'll get that in your exam. Let me try Bogdan, please, or Gabriella. Can you guys say hello? Bogdan?
Hello.
Oh, let's try another one. I'll give you the definition. You tell me the word. Okay. Support. Make stronger. Support or make stronger.
Enforcement.
Okay, anyone. Vandan, you can help.
Reinforce.
Reinforce.
That's the verb, but you're right, Vandana, it can also be a noun as well. So it's to support something or to make stronger. Okay, obviously, we do this at the start of every day to try to, encourage you to be studying vocabulary every day. It's the most important thing you can do if you're worrying about reading. Every day, learn 2 or 3 words. And what? Fatima, can you say hello, Fatima? Last one, Fatima. Hero as well. Okay, what does this mean? Sorry, this is hard, I suppose. By means of. What does that mean?
Find out.
Find out. Almost. It's not bad. Can anyone help her, though? She's not quite there. Can anyone...
Please, it's
Something done.
Something is done. Something.
Yeah. The means. Someone said the means of. Yeah, the means of. The
way.
The way of doing it, yeah. The vehicle, even. Sometimes we say the vehicle that lets you do it. So, for example, how do we pass OET? By means of study. By means of study. Emal, do you have a question, sir?
Sorry, could we have an example sentence of stippling?
Yeah, I mean, it's an adjective, is it right? Or so it's not a verb. So you can make the sentence yourself, I guess. I guess you could say something like, Well, you could use it as a noun as well. Stippling was, what do we say as doctors, guys? Stippling was during the examination.
Apparent.
Notice.
Is good, yeah. Apparent, or I was thinking noted.
Observe.
Yeah, observed. Yeah. Maybe it's a noun actually then. More common in sort of medical context. Okay. I don't really even know that word very well myself, Amal. So, but it's not a technical word, is it? Is that a technical medical word?
No.
Yeah. So that's very useful. OET, they love these words like tingle, right? What does tingle mean? Everyone, tingle is
Like
A
a
sensation.
sensation, isn't it? In your hand or your arm or something. Like, what is it like, tingling?
In a
Sensation.
needle.
Yeah, it's like pins and needles. It comes with a bit of numbness as well. It's not exactly the same, but it's like that. So these kind of words where they are often used to talk about symptoms, I think you get them a lot, don't you, in the listening part A. Okay, I'll do one more. This is from Monday. Anyone who can tell me what phased means? Phased.
Stage.
Stages.
Let's take
Stages.
Hafsa first. Vandana, I'll take you second. Hafsa, you were the first one to answer there. Phased? Okay. Stages. And that's what you said as well, Vandana. That. So stages. Can anyone think of another word meaning phased, stages,
Period.
periods,
Made in level.
levels? Yeah, there you go. That's the idea. All right, so vocabulary is very important. It's also, it's important for B and C, reading B, reading C, but it's also important, of course, for reading A, because sometimes we have to look for synonyms, okay? Now today, guys, as I said, we're going to start off with vocab, here. And now we're going to review the texts. Who was in the class yesterday? Say hello if you were in the class yesterday.
Yes, we were.
Yes.
I was.
So Hussein,
Hello.
yesterday we looked at this with Paul. And what is the main idea? Just Hussein, guys. Let's see if he remembers what Paul said. I checked
Yes,
his.
it is about malaria and which area or endemic for malaria.
Do I want to write down malaria?
Some
Is
types
that-
of malaria in here.
No.
Complication and causes.
Complication and cause, yeah, and also the.
Okay, but that is not
Geography.
Is not what Paul. You agreed with?
Geographic.
Yeah,
Geography.
That's what you said.
Geographic area.
I agree with him. Although there's more than one, right? Because we also have a kind of like there's a classification here of types or whatever. I'm just going to stay with main ideas today. Okay, I know that he said that this was information, which is true, and there's also classification. In terms of keywords, you can draw on the screen, guys. Where are the keywords that we saw from yesterday here? Numbers,
A or DS.
brackets, capital letters, anything else? Maybe, yeah, I mean, there's so many different things, right? In the exam, you only want to underline 4 or 5 keywords, okay? So you underline 4 or 5 keywords, and I recommend that you write down, literally write it down on paper, the main idea, okay? So let's just say geography to keep it simple today. B, Atifa, Babukar, can you guys say hello? Maybe Gabriella as well?
Hello.
It's not difficult to find the main idea here.
Yes, it's what the symptoms, the sign and symptoms of clinical presentation of malaria
And
the incubation period. Incubation period, yes.
now I'm sure this was mentioned. This is something I have not stressed enough in the past, so I'm going to stress it now. How much time should I spend getting the main idea here? How much time? Everyone.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Maybe 40, right? Spend time because there is no
Headings.
heading. So Sarmila is difficult, right? It's much, much more difficult to find the main idea here, even for a native speaker. But here, are there headings? Yes.
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 So in that case, how much time should we spend on this?
10 seconds.
20.
You just take the word take the keywords here, symptoms, incubation, write that down, and then underline 4 or 5 things you think are important and move on. Okay. Is that a footnote, Gabriella? It looks like a footnote to me, but I'm not sure.
Sorry, Alan, I have a question.
Ayaba, go on. Yes.
I'll prefer to have a paper-based exam. So
Okay.
am I supposed to use a highlighter?
I'm not sure if you're allowed to use the highlighter.
No.
But you can underline.
Okay,
Okay.
pencil.
So,
2B pencil.
yeah, what I would, this is just my advice, Tayaba, you find your own way, okay? But for me, and I've been doing this a long time, you underline words here, okay, whatever it is, and then in terms of main idea, write that down on the side. Or you could even write it on the question paper if you want. Right? You could write down here, A. Does that make sense?
Right.
It's just very useful to have a good, this is like almost like a menu of what the texts are about.
But I can't write it on the answer paper, even at the side.
You can.
You can, yeah, you're allowed, yeah.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Oh, the only thing you have to worry about is writing in the blanks, in the gaps, right? Obviously, if you wrote it here, that would be a problem, yeah. But yeah, the only place guys, this is what OET told me. The only time that you're not allowed to write on the paper is in the writing for 5 minutes at the start. Any other time you can underline things, you can write things on the side. It's totally fine. Okay, so that's B. That was very easy. Keywords, numbers. What else is a good keyword here?
Percentage.
Percentage. Maybe if you were clever, you would note that these here are kind of the same as these, right? Pay attention to that, because remember, we're trying to differentiate the texts. Well, these things are the same, so that could cause problems later, right? Okay, so we've got the main idea for this. Main idea for this, again, 10 seconds. Mercy, Andrea, put your microphones on. Tell me what the main...
Diagnosis.
Yeah, I think this is what Paul said, right? Diagnosis. And again, keywords. What do we need for keywords, guys?
12 hours, 12 to 24 hours.
Vandana,
Rapid
EDTA.
diagnostic test, RDTS, EDTA.
You've got a very good chance, especially someone like you, Vandana, of guessing, literally guessing what they will ask you about later. You can guess it. They're definitely going to ask number questions, aren't they, guys? They're going to ask us that. They're probably going to ask us questions about other things as well. Okay, diagnosis, we've got the key words. All right, you've had a chance. Heal, yeah, body part. Okay, so maybe that's useful. Okay, D. Now, what did Paul say was the main idea of this? I think this is right.
Treatment.
It's basically treatment, isn't it? Or you could say, is it medication? It's mostly medication, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's just say medication, but we can say treatment. Let's say treatment. It's medication. Keywords. Maybe we can also write, trimester.
Severe, uncomplicated.
Complicated.
And severe. And then maybe minus severe, right? It's just note form here. Now, are these keywords or main ideas severe? What do you guys think? Gabriella? Not T. D. Is severe a main idea or a keyword? Interesting question.
It is a main
Keyword.
idea. No.
Keyword.
Could be both.
The keyword.
In a way, it doesn't matter, does it? But I think for me, it would be a main idea because this is kind of like a heading, isn't it? It's kind of a heading.
For
But
me, it's main idea. Yeah.
it doesn't matter. But I think we all agree that trimester is a very important word. Okay. And so is severe. I'm not writing down uncomplicated because it's a very long word. I'm just saying minus severe. Okay. Or whatever, however you want to write it. Okay. So in the exam, this is what we need to do. Maximum amount of time on this. How long do we spend analyzing the text? Maximum.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Now, Daniela, if you're saying that you're running out of time, maybe you need to try and get this done in 90 seconds. Maybe it needs to be faster here to give yourself more time later. Okay. Usually, one or two texts will have no heading. So use your time on those. The texts that have headings, don't spend a lot of time on them. Just write down the main idea. Okay. So now we have the main ideas, we can move and do the test. Paul already did questions 1 to 6 with you. So we're going to jump straight in to question 7. Okay.